So let's have a wee look at this X-Wing. We've started work on the base layer. So the base layer is 1975 Reefer White. You'll see that the ship isn't quite white just yet, it's still grey. That's the surface primer shining through. We're building the white coat up in layers. With most paints, particularly acrylics, if you're going to be painting brush or airbrush, really doesn't matter. You're better building up in coats. If you have a look at Duncan Rhodes' videos, both when he worked with Games Workshop and when he went out on his own, he advocates the too thin coats. I completely agree with that. In some cases, you can apply more depending on what you're doing, but the paint needs to be thin, as it would have to be anyway through an airbrush, and apply it in layers. You will get a far better finish doing that than what you will with just one thick coat. We start to block up all these wee nice fine details all over the ship, panel lines, etc. So you miss out on a lot of the nice parts of the model. So that's what we're doing there. We're looking to get up to the opacity of what we've got here on the nose cone. This is what we're aiming for across the whole ship. You'll see the canopy that we've got here. So this is the canopy from the ship. There's no plastic or sort of perspex or glass or anything in this because I'm going for that studio look. And when ILM filmed the models that they built for Star Wars, they didn't have any plastic or glass or anything. It causes reflections and stuff like that. So just to keep in with that theme, I'm going with that look. You'll notice that this is blue and not a light blue, rather than the white colour. If you look at the reference photographs again, or even in the movie, you'll see that the canopies of the ships tend not to be the same colour as the rest of the body. Not sure why ILM done that. It was probably just for variation and you know, to take the monotony for a plain coloured ship. Anyway, so the colour that we use for that is light blue 55. It does look a bit intense at the minute. Again, that'll get a quick blast with the Reefer White just to take the starkness off that and blend it in a bit with the ship, but you will still see that comparative difference. As for the panels in the ship, the main panels in the ship are 1975 Caboose Red, so everybody will recognise the big red stripes up the side of the X-Wings and the sort of flashing on the wings and stuff like that. That's pretty famous and pretty well known. However, not everybody knows, I certainly didn't know initially, that yellow was a colour that featured in the X-Wing across the front of the nose here, I think in this panel here, and perhaps further down. I'll need to double check the reference. We have some yellow. This is a very bright yellow. This is 1975 Reefer Yellow. This is the colour that was used on the X-Wing as well. However, again, a bit like what we were talking about a while ago. That'll get dialed back a bit with misting and stuff. Bit of the Reefer White misted over the top of it. It gives it that faded aged look, and that's the whole point of this whole painting style here, is to give that lived in, used, aged look to the models. That's what George Lucas wanted, is the aesthetic for his movie. And by recreating that, we really kind of get a wee taste of the whole Star Wars vibe. That's what we're going for. Anyway, that's the update so far. Keep watching and see how this build progresses. But before we see the next stage, you'll see a wee word from my sponsor. You'll see what I mean when you see it.
If you like Star Wars and models, like and subscribe.
Apologies about that. My daughter's just discovered that I've just now started this YouTube channel. She's probably one of my only 2 subscribers. So she now thinks I'm this amazing worldwide YouTube star. I hate to tell you, but that's not the case. So anyway, she insisted in making an appearance. And you can't include your kids when they ask things like that. Anyway, and look out for another cameo at the end of this video. Of course, when your daughter asks to make an appearance and your son's there, and he's going to ask the same thing, isn't he? So again, I couldn't very well deny that request. So keep your eyes peeled for his wee cameo at the end. Anyway, on with the models. So The X-Wing is pretty much base coated. A couple of wee bits just to touch up here and there where it's a bit greyer than others. I don't know, I might leave it, I'll see. But overall, that's the sort of main base coat laid down on that. You'll see this A-Wing here. I've just started applying the base coat to that. That'll be featured in another video further down the line. I'm just, while I'm doing the base coat in this, I might as well do that as well. But we'll talk about that at a later point. It was just really just to compare actually what we were talking about just previously. Nice creamy consistency to the, hue to the paint. We've got a nice, fairly level, I would say, layer of paint on the model. I'm quite pleased with this so far. But I just really wanted to compare the two. You can still see obviously the black shining through on the base coat, particularly in this kind of area here, you can see. So again, just reiterating that, building up the layers with a view hopefully to get a nice strong true colour from your application without overclogging your details. Anyway, smashing. Onwards and upwards. So the X-Wing base coat is done. Touched up those last couple of wee bits that we were just speaking about a second ago. Quite pleased. I'm quite happy with how that's laid down. Couple of wee bits here and there. I think I could have probably done a wee bit better. I think at one point one of my mixtures was a bit thin. And we got a wee bit of running paint here and there. But I think overall, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. If we can bring that camera down a wee bit just to see the, yeah, there we go. You look at the back end there. You see the canopy's now in place. Well, it's not permanently in place. I just sat it on there, take it off. That's a wee bit mucky in there just now, just with some overspray here and there. That's still the base coat. Let's call it primer. That's still the primer. Sorry, excuse me, my nose is running. I've got the wee pilot in the box here still to paint, and I'll need to have a wee look at reference pictures or see what some other folks are doing in terms of the colour in here. I don't know if it should be grey. I've got a funny feeling it's probably going to be black, which is cool, but just want to double check that. The canopy is just sitting on it at the minute. I think overall, when this model's complete, I'm probably going to not glue the canopy on. I don't know. I'll wait and see. I might end up just doing it. I don't know. But that's a decision for another day. I did give it a very, very light misting of the Reefer White. But you can see that it's still stark blue. It'll probably get another reblast at some point. And then when it comes to the other misting layers with other colours like dark grime and things like that, then that'll obviously get blasted over the top of it as well, and we'll lighten it up and blend in with the rest of the weathering patterns on the ship. Anyway, I think that'll probably conclude us for this video. Sorry, I bumped my camera on it. I think that'll probably conclude us. The next video you'll see, and I'll start to do the masking for the panels and things like that. But I think we'll make that into a separate video. But we'll just make this one all about the base coat. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. Certainly as much as I have making it. Oh geez, I just noticed the, oh, that's okay. Thought I'd really bent that now. I hope you've enjoyed that as much as I've enjoyed making it. Don't know what else to say really. I'm quite happy with that. If you like the channel, well, give me a wee subscribe. Have a look at my Instagram. There's on my Facebook page, there's some decent pictures on there of some of the stuff I've done previously. And if you've got any suggestions or questions or anything you want me to paint, then drop me a message. Look forward to hearing from you. Take care, and you can get a word now from my other wee sponsor. Cheers, thanks.